Two comedians, one legendary sports town. This is Boston Centric.
All right. Hey, Celtics win.
Celtics win.
I was never worried.
I was very worried.
Never worried. The new Ime was going to make the adjustments.
I thought Brooklyn was going to beat us.
You did.
Yeah,
you were not optimistic going into the Brooklyn series.
I've been wrong every day for at least 6 months.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm on the opposite side of where you want to be.
Yeah. Well, no, it feels good to know you're right about things. I'm getting along better with Republicans.
Really? That's
If I'm wrong about everything.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there you go.
He's so mad.
Perfect.
Yeah. It turns out there's probably a God.
Yeah. I remember you told me to hold off on that abortion because there's plenty of time.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe the kid will be Beethoven.
You never know.
Yeah. Although, is it even good to be Beethoven anymore?
I don't think it was good even then.
I mean, imagine having a touring band that big.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And
fifth cello players on heroin and you can't fucking tour anymore?
Be like Spinal Tap.
I've had 79 people in this band in the last 6 years.
I never saw Spinal Tap until I was 30.
That's probably for the best.
You think?
I think so. I mean, I don't think kids or younger people. You grew up in a generation where there was more rock, but also just kind of that Office kind of wit.
Mm-hmm.
It's more witty than The Office.
I've never gotten into The Office.
Yeah, me neither. Because I've seen
one of those things. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
They both killed comedy for you.
Yeah, all the comedy sucks.
You know, I've never been in your house. Your kitchen is a lot nicer than I expected it to be.
Thanks.
No, just because the way you and James always talk about your place, it always kind of feels like, I can't believe women even come into this place.
Well,
it's terrifying.
Rarely.
And I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's a nice stainless steel fridge. You got good cabinetry. Like you've got, look at that, whatever that thing is that makes something next to it.
It's relatively cleanish.
Yeah. That's not a bad looking kitchen at all.
Yeah, the only thing that ever made me clean was I got an iWatch. And I do some push-ups and squats and shit when I clean. And I convinced myself that's a workout. So I'm kind of cheating on the iWatch. But if it makes your place cleaner.
Yeah, I've learned that on the Apple Watch, it like if you swing your arm enough, it really counts almost any walk as a workout. So that'll help you close your workout ring.
When you what?
When you're walking, if you swing your arm enough, it really gives you some good credit for like a good workout.
Oh, like Molly Shannon on Seinfeld?
Exactly. Well, no, she was the opposite of that. She had no arm swing.
Oh, I thought she had too much arm swing.
No, that was what was weird. She just kept her arms very still at the side.
It's funny that I'm completely wrong. Another thing I'm completely wrong about. That I was completely sure of.
Which is why I'm so positive I'm going to win my Phoenix Suns bet and get another book I'm never going to actually get.
That's starting to look good right now.
I'm feeling great about it.
Yeah,
great about it.
Things really tilted for you. What's their name? Dallas has to have another good player.
I'm starting to worry that Brunson and Luka are not great together. But my real fear is that nobody's going to be great with Luka. He's so great on his own, but when other players get around him, they seem to be worse versions of themselves.
The guy he needs, all those type of guys. LeBron was a little bit like that too. So the guy he needs to play with is Anthony Davis. I know, some Anthony Davis type figure.
Yeah.
A guy that doesn't need the ball that much, can catch and shoot it and roll to the hoop and get done.
God knows I'm always ready to trade Anthony Davis.
I think you're a little quick to sell Anthony Davis.
I don't. Anthony Davis, look, he's a talented guy. He has one of the worst health histories ever. He's never healthy. He's like 29 and he's moving like he's 37. And he's already said, like, okay, I can't be the top guy on any team. So I've got to be the second banana, but I also need to be treated like a superstar.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
That's all bad.
Well, the last part, the injury part. But some of these injuries are literally like he jumped and rolled his ankle. This year he got a high ankle sprain.
Everybody tries to say stuff like that. There are guys who just get hurt more. I mean, he's doing all the same shit that everybody else in the NBA is. Why is he always hurt? They're not just freak injuries. There are guys who just, when they land, either are not as coordinated or the way their bodies are put together, they are more susceptible to hurting themselves and coming back slower. That is just a fact of humanity.
3 years ago, Chris Paul looked like he was going to be retired by now.
Yep.
And then, sometimes you land on a guy's foot and you get hurt.
He didn't have the injury history Anthony Davis did.
I know, but who's to say? Marcus Camby played till he was 40, and he couldn't stay healthy his whole 20s.
He struggled in his 20s, but the only way they kept him healthy was he became a 25-minute guy the rest of his career. Like, they never leaned on him that heavily. I mean, he was around a long time, but it's not like he was a superstar that whole time.
We're going to have to look at it. Marcus Camby's late career minutes. He won Defensive Player of the Year late in his career.
He's a talented guy.
I don't know if you do that as a 25-minute-a-game guy.
He was a talented guy. Anthony Davis is a talented guy. I am not betting the farm on Anthony Davis.
What I'm saying is, back to the point, Luka Doncic needs to play with a guy that catches it, shoots it, and protects the rim.
That would all be
and
very,
rolls to
very
the hoop
good.
And gets dunks.
If you're the Lakers, though, are you giving up on Anthony Davis now?
If I were the Lakers, I would maybe trade LeBron. I would trade Davis, replenish all the draft shit. And
I don't know if can you get all that draft shit back? I mean, you're not going to get equal value back for those guys.
No.
LeBron has 1 year left, and he's 72 years old.
Even if you get a first-round pick for him.
All right, so you get a first-round pick. What are you getting if you trade away Davis? What's his value?
I think
his value is not what it was.
I think you can get 2 first-round picks for him.
But those picks are going to be in the 20s. I mean, is that any good value?
But then you go out and you actively suck for a year or two. They don't have their pick this year, which is a problem. But you don't have it. You don't have it. What are you going to do? So as of now, you're paying guys shitloads of money to just miss the playoffs anyway. So at least you clear that salary. Just let Westbrook go out there and get his, triple-double on 20% shooting. And fucking you'll eventually get a lottery pick. You have a shitload of cap room.
They may trade Davis. They will not trade LeBron. They won't trade LeBron until he tells them, you need to trade me because I'm not coming back next year. Because the Lakers, above all, need to sell tickets. They are always going to keep a superstar there to make sure that they're filling the building. It's why they overpaid Kobe for 2 years, but they really didn't overpay him because he guaranteed sellouts all the time.
The overpaying Kobe thing was a good idea because they overpaid a guy. They got to tank.
Yep.
And sell out tickets. But I don't think LeBron's going to be on board for that. LeBron James is a better player at this point of his career than Kobe was at that point of his career.
He is, but his whole family wants to be in LA. I mean, that's the big change that happened. One of the things that dictated it was they all said, and he wants to be with Bronny for his senior year of high school. So he's not going to leave LA.
That's a nice story that they say to the fucking newspapers.
I forgot that you'd been talking to LeBron and he actually hates his children.
I
completely forgot that.
But
hates them.
What kid wants his fucking dad around all the time when he's 18? Go fucking to Cleveland and win another championship. I'll see you in the summer. I'm going to have my senior year of high school. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go. This is last year of his kid being a kid.
Also, I feel his kid being a kid.
It's a senior year of high school. It's like the last year that they're in your house, that you get to do all the fun graduation stuff. You're taking the prom pictures. He doesn't want to be in fucking Cleveland while his kids go to his prom.
I think you and your dad must have had a way different relationship than me and my dad.
No, I'm hoping my son and I have a way different relationship.
I don't know, man.
Than me and my dad.
The dad is supposed to be distantly feared.
LeBron really likes being a dad. I mean, he shows up at all the games. He's cheering his head off.
Things that
he's not going to go anywhere.
Fucking journalists and newspaper people.
Oh man, you got a grim view of the world, Danny.
I don't know. I mean, but you don't put that that could be a fib sent to newspaper people by people a little bit. Oh, he wants to be with his kids. He wanted to go to LA.
He
wanted
does
to
go to the
LA
games.
because he wanted to be in the next Space Jam. He wanted to be in more movies and shit. So he wanted to be more famous.
They can film in Ohio. If he
Yeah,
really
but
wanted to film Space Jam, he would have moved. He would have played for Boston. We got all the tax credits.
Yeah, I mean, I
Being
just
a Laker didn't make him more famous. He was already the most famous athlete in the world. He didn't need to go to LA for that.
The Lakers bring like a kind of neutral fan in a little bit more than even like when the Lakers and Celtics played in the finals those times. I feel like it brought in more neutral fans. Well,
you're going to get more fans for those games, but LeBron could play for Poughkeepsie, and he's still going to bring in a huge audience. I mean, he became the biggest star in the world in Cleveland. He never needed to be in the biggest market.
If he lived in New York, they'd have named one of the bridges after him.
Then you're a bigger deal in New York, but he's never going to be the biggest deal in LA. I mean, just in terms of being like a hometown hero. They're never even going to really remember him as a Laker, are they?
Well, he got fucked by Corona.
Yeah, that hurt.
But to the main point, I think, yeah, Luka needs to play with a guy. Jaylen Brown would be really good with him.
Jaylen Brown would be good with everybody.
Yeah, doesn't need.
He was great on Tuesday night. Yeah, can we talk about Jaylen a little bit? Tatum had a good game, but Jaylen completely turned it around. He had one of the all-time awful game ones. Then he got there 3 hours early, shooting around, and dominated the first half of game 2. What was the big change?
I think they just came out. They hadn't played in a bunch of days, and they just came out flat in game 1 and couldn't hit jump shots.
Yeah, that was the big difference because we talked about that a little bit and just saying, look, they're never going to have a game that bad again. Nothing fell for them. They had a bunch of wide open shots and nothing fell. And then Tuesday, everything fell and they were ahead the whole time. I'm not sure it was that anything more than they made their shots.
And Jaylen has to dominate this series.
Yeah.
Like to establish himself as like one of the best players in the league, I think. Mm-hmm. He should. I mean, he's playing me, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a great position. Every time Grayson Allen is on him, that's a bit of a mismatch.
Many of them are on him. Even if Holiday gets switched on him, he's too big for Holiday.
Now, Holiday's great. Holiday can defend almost anybody. Holiday's a world class.
Jaylen should be able to shoot over him.
He can shoot over him, but it's not going to be easy.
I mean,
because Drew can block your path. He's not going to let you get to the hoop.
They should be putting Holiday on Jaylen second one of the game.
They're probably but they need his offense now. When Middleton is there, they don't mind giving up a Drew Holiday offense and just say, put all your energy into defending the best guy on the other team. Yeah, now they kind of need his offense.
You can't get in foul trouble because then they have no good players. I mean, yeah, it's amazing that the 2 Eastern series have been ruined by injuries. Mm-hmm. And the 2 West series are amazing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, right now,
the Dallas series
really dominating.
The Golden State series is unreal.
Yeah, Golden State series is going to be great. Golden State Memphis is unbelievable, but Phoenix, I think they're going to win in 5.
It looks like it.
I think Dallas is probably going to win 1. Luka's going to have some ridiculous game where he scores 50 and they win a game, but I don't see them winning more than 1 or 2. I mean, they just seem outmatched.
Yeah, they have one good player.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson is really good. I mean, that's the thing that makes me a little bit worried about guys playing with Luka, because when Luka was not there, Jalen Brunson looked like an all-star. Jalen looked amazing. Mm-hmm. Everybody wanted to trade for or sign Jalen Brunson to a huge contract this offseason. And as soon as Luka's back, he looks very average.
Well, only one guy gets to really dribble. Mm-hmm. So if you run high pick and roll every time, either you're going to get a bucket, you're going to get an assist, or your team will score 0 points that game.
So someone can be a star alongside Luka, just not Brunson. So they're going to have to make a deal.
I just don't know if Brunson's good enough.
I think Brunson's really good. I just don't think he fits with Luka. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Only one guy can be on the ball, and they both need to be on ball. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's why I just think they need a front court guy that rim runs, gets dunks, and Ayton would be good with him.
I mean, Ayton would be good with everybody.
He's an unrestricted free agent, right? They didn't give him the...
He's restricted free agent. Restricted.
So they're gonna match the salary on any.
Yep,
You
they
think
get the
some
chance
team
to
will
match.
just be like, "Fuck it, $40 million for this guy"?
Well, they're limited. I mean, a ton of teams are going to offer him the max. It's kind of ridiculous that Phoenix didn't lock him up already. So any
Phoenix
team
pay all
that
these
can
guys?
is going to offer him the max.
Can Phoenix pay all these dudes?
Yeah, it's that you've got enough room to pay 3 guys. You can pay 3 guys if you want to pay the luxury tax. I mean, look at all the people that Golden State's paid. You just have to pay the tax for it. So they can. It's just Robert Sarver's cheap as hell and doesn't want to.
I think Draymond Green is going to be politely asked to retire.
I think he's going to kick them in the nuts and go play for another team if they try to ask him to do that.
I don't know. I think he wants to be a journalist more than he wants to be a player at this point.
No, he loves playing. I mean, he's going to have a hell of a career on TNT whenever he's done playing, but he wants to keep playing.
Well, if you're Golden State anyway, I would rather have Kuminga going forward. I would rather have. Is Draymond a free agent? See what you have in Wiseman. He actually doesn't make a crazy amount of money. I just think he's going to decline.
I think he's got a couple of good years left in him. He doesn't look bad. I mean, he's not aging poorly. He's still doing everything on the court you want Draymond Green to do.
His shooting gets worse every year. I don't know what that is. You're supposed to be a better shooter.
He had one really good shooting year, and it tricked everybody into thinking he was a better shooter than he is. Now everyone's been going, why can't he shoot anymore? He's not a shooter. And the good thing about Draymond is the last year or two, he stopped trying.
He made 7 threes in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how do you just suck at that?
I don't know. Sometimes guys get into a groove. Brady Anderson had a 50 home run season, then never hit 30 again.
There are some theories as to why Brady Anderson may have had 50 home runs.
And everyone points to the juice, but it's like, all right, so he only juiced 1 year? Really?
Well, he did it later in his career, and then he got old.
It wasn't that late in his career. He wasn't 40.
I mean, but some guys just get injuries on steroids, especially. You pull a couple hammies and it's over.
But he played. I mean, after that 50 home run season, he kept playing. He just never had that power again. I think sometimes you just have a lucky year. Draymond had a year where his shot was falling for a while. And that's not who Draymond was.
A lot of games to have a hot streak.
That happens all the time, though. You have one really good year, one really bad year. Wade Boggs hit like 260 1 year, and then that never happened again.
Yeah.
You just have stretches where something goes wrong mechanically and something goes right mechanically. Everything's fallen. Sometimes it's a mental thing where you just feel like you're a great shooter for a little while. You have a great year, and then next year, your first few shots aren't falling, and it's out of your head again.
I don't know why if it's on Zoom, it kind of feels like you're my sports psychiatrist.
Helping you through all the tough times.
I'm still waiting on my good year.
I mean, we've already talked about your dad. How's everything else?
Draymond Green is an unrestricted free agent in 2024, and next year he's making $27.5 million.
So they got a year to figure out what they're going to do with Draymond.
Yeah,
they're going to run it all back next year.
These guys are getting old.
The only one they might make a deal for, I think they might move Wiggins while his value is high.
Oh,
Someone
really?
will overpay you for Wiggins
I would
right now.
assassinate Klay Thompson.
They love Klay. They're not going to let him go.
I know you love him, but he makes like 40.
Yeah. But he's only got 2 years left on that deal.
$80 million.
Yeah. It's not bad.
In No Country for Old Men, they're doing all that shit for like 50 grand.
No, that was $2 million.
Was it 2 mil?
It was $2 million in this actually.
I thought it was a disturbingly low amount of money.
No, it was $2 million and it was 1980. So that went a long way.
Yeah.
You could buy a lot of Atari 2600s for $2 million. $2 million's a lot.
Yeah, straight cash too. I'd be so nervous to have straight cash.
Yeah, there's no protection. But I mean, it was 1980. How else were you going to have? I mean, you had the bearer bonds, which I thought was going to be a much bigger part of my life when I was a kid.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, bearer bonds. You might be a little too young for it. It was like the 80s trope. Every bad guy was trying to steal bearer bonds or had bearer bonds hidden somewhere. You saw Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to get. $640 million in negotiable bearer bonds were what was being stolen at Nakatomi Plaza. You've seen Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yeah, very,
When his friend goes to Detroit, he had stolen $50,000 in bearer bonds.
Huh. So like today it would be Venmo.
Exactly. Well, bearer bonds. So I looked it up. Bearer bonds were important because it was a bond that earned interest. But the thing that was important about them and why they don't exist anymore, or you can't like actually invest in them anymore, is because that money was whoever was holding that piece of paper. It's the bearer of that bond. And so it was like, that was why it was great for crime, because it was completely untraceable. Just if you had this bond, that was your money. And it was also really, so no one who was legitimate wanted to
like
have it anymore. Yeah.
A lot of kidnappers and shit use crypto.
So it is in that sense that it's untraceable, but the good thing about crypto, is supposed to be that it's very hard to be stolen. Because it's almost unhackable, and someone has to have your password and identification information to get it.
Mm-hmm. With me, nothing is unhackable.
I mean, they really just need to jimmy the lock on your door.
I went to a guy we know, I won't say his name, but I went to his office one time, and he works in like a crypto trading company. So you can trade Bitcoin for Doge kind of thing. And I Googled his company while I was in the office, and I don't remember the name of it even. But it said, so-and-so again in trouble for working with kidnappers. And I turned to him like, you work with kidnappers? I was like, yeah, we work with everybody.
Yeah. It's hard to say like we're in the crypto business, but we only work with nice people.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of how it started, from what I understood, was, hey, what if we had money that no one could trace or see?
Mm-hmm.
And why would somebody really want that?
Well, we know where they stand on if the tree falls in the forest theory.
Where do they stand?
It obviously fell. If you think you can have money that nobody can trace or see.
You know, I think someone's tried to explain crypto to me at one point, and it almost made sense. I think there's an argument for why crypto could be okay. Non-fungible tokens are complete bullshit. They're the pet rock of financial investments, and people are going to lose a fortune on them.
I bet everybody loses a fortune on all of it. I think there are people that have made their money, have probably made their money.
You think they're like money's done?
And that, no, with Bitcoin and shit like that. It's too late to get into it. And now it's, there's just as good a chance as it won't exist in 5 years as it will be doing well.
It's a decent chance none of us will exist in 5 years.
I would take the under on me.
I feel like
I'll help you.
If you and I have a last longer bet, I'm still taking you.
Really?
Yeah, you
How
right.
much older than you or me?
I'm 47, so I've got years on you. I've let myself get out of shape during lockdown, so I've not been as active. I got the autoimmune disease. I got shit going on.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm in pretty good shape, but
yeah,
I still do love like a midnight cookie here and there. So I could be one of those out of shape skinny guys later on.
Mm-hmm. It's possible. It's possible. Though, if we ever had a Twitter account, that'd be a great Twitter poll.
Oh, the death pool? Death pools.
Yeah, people entered a 2-man death pool. Be kind of creepy if we ever found out that Paul was running it.
Social tonight. You want to do that?
Oh, you're going to Back Bay Social. Wait a minute. Is it Thursday? Oh, no. Kyle and I are going to see Doctor Strange.
Oh, boo.
We're very excited about it.
I think he's my least favorite of all those guys.
Yeah, it's still a Marvel movie, and Scarlet Witch is there. Everybody's going to be popping into this one. Professor X is going to be entering the Marvel Universe. A lot of big shit happening in Doctor Strange.
Okay, yeah. I just don't like time travel as a thing.
I don't think it's time travel. It's going across the multiverse. So it's all now. It's just in different universes.
I like The Incredible Hulk. I don't like to have to think about my movie.
There you go. I will say The Incredible Hulk, that was an underrated movie. The Edward Norton Hulk was really pretty good and doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I think Edward Norton is an asshole and people just decided they don't like him.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Like it's rare when an actor's reputation as an asshole actually hurts his career.
Yeah. Think about how far Mel Gibson had to go before it finally started to hurt his career a little bit.
Yeah, you had to guess that a cop was a Jew.
Yeah, but even that one wasn't enough. He still had a career, and then he had to like say racist shit to his girlfriend and like threaten to abuse her. Yeah. That was sort of the final straw, and he still did Daddy's Home too.
I just thought I didn't know the girlfriend part.
Yeah. Oh, you never heard that?
I always thought it was kind of funny that he guessed the cop was a Jew. It's a pretty rare occurrence.
Yeah, doesn't happen a lot. I think maybe she was not, and he just assumed that because she was against him, she was. So I'm not sure that was ever confirmed.
Oh, well, I'd love it to be.
Yeah.
In some
you just want Mel Gibson to have that power?
Yeah. I'd like to call them all his DVD commentaries, like say this here are the things he says during Braveheart.
That would be interesting. I mean, he must have done some DVD commentaries, and there must be some weird shit on those.
Yeah. A really lost the time thing, the DVD commentary.
Yeah. There was a sweet spot in the late 90s through like 2004 where they didn't really realize that like this shit was going to travel. So they would just show up in the booth and be like, you just want me to talk? All right, fine.
Yeah. Because the DVD to Comedian, that Seinfeld documentary, the DVD commentary is unbelievable.
It's great. I haven't listened to it in forever.
It's so good. And then the movie's kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm. The movie was fun for its day. I liked it. I like that movie. But yeah, the commentary, you're talking about the one that he did with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. Like every fucking name I try to pull, even the most famous person.
Sometimes, like when I talk to Alvin David, he cannot call Russell Westbrook not Jerry Stackhouse. He calls him Jerry Stackhouse every time for 10 years now.
Yeah. God bless Johnny Miami. Yeah, it's still a struggle for me not to say Johnny Miami first.
For Alvin?
Yeah.
Maybe that should.
If I see Alvin first, I say Johnny Miami.
Alvin's a duck boat driver or a duck boat tour guide now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Johnny Miami would have been a good name for him.
That would have been a really.
You have to have a character.
Yeah. Because Matt Kona.
Yeah.
Does he
a bunch of old comedians. Dave McDonough does it. Ted Pettengill.
It feels like it would be just a blast of a job. Kona did a special boat tour for like comedians with kids, and we all just did a private duck boat ride. It was awesome. He was great.
He is, I guess,
so much fun.
He's like the MVP
is he?
of duck boats. Yeah,
I could totally see that.
It seems like a hard job. It's like 12-hour days.
Oh, it's not easy.
Yeah. You're almost like a fireman. Just like a fireman.
It's like if you're a comedian, you're doing 10 sets a day. It's like vaudeville.
Yeah, or a school teacher.
Yeah. Even a teacher's not doing 12 hours in front of the kids. You get the lunch break. You're like, all right, you guys go off over there. You got gym. I'm going to smoke.
I couldn't imagine giving the same math lesson 4 times in a day.
Yeah.
I would start teaching them about existentialism.
That's why if I taught, I would have to teach elementary school. It was like, all right, I've got the same kids all day, and at least my day is different in terms of the shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you get to high school and you're teaching one subject 5-6 times a day, that's brutal.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know how the hell you get through that.
No idea.
Drinking, I suppose.
You don't want to touch that thermos.
You don't want Mr. B after lunch.
No. Nope. I remember I'm old enough. I remember walking by the teacher's lounge and the door would open and it was like a forest fire. There was so much smoke coming out of that room. They were all just smoking and sipping drinks and you never knew exactly what they were drinking. Oh man, the teacher's lounge was a party.
Yeah, teacher's lounge podcast would be pretty good.
That would be fun.
Yeah. I don't see what's in it for them.
Yeah, they're already making plenty.
You
There's no way they could make some of that sweet Patreon money.
We got to set up our Patreon right after this Twitter account that's coming up.
Right after the Twitter. Like, but here's the Patreon. You have to offer people something extra for Patreon, right?
Yeah.
Do we have anything extra?
I'll come get lunch with you.
Okay, perfect. That's going to be worth a monthly subscription, right?
It's not even a Patreon. It's just an agreement to buy me lunch.
Wait, what? They're buying you lunch, or am I buying you
Yeah.
lunch? And they're paying for it.
They pay for lunch.
Oh, all right. So that our Patreon is just, hey, you could take us out for lunch to some gluten-free restaurant.
Well, to make things simpler, you won't come.
That would be simpler, wouldn't it?
Too many food restrictions.
It's really sad that I'm actually in agreement with the diabetic guy that, yeah, he's going to have the fewer issues than me.
Well, I just have to stab myself in the belly. You're
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. You are 100% right.
You can't go anywhere.
You can go anywhere. You just need to make like good decisions while you're there, which we'll see. But yeah, like I actually cannot go to these places.
Yeah, that must be a blessing on some level.
It simplifies life a little bit. I kind of feel like, like how Einstein wore the same outfit every day. I'm like, all right, well, that's one less thing to think about.
Yep. A different
Julia
version
Child means nothing to me.
A different version of the same outfit.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I do.
Do you eat mostly the same thing every day?
No, I mean same outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been a nice thing about getting older is like, all right, I got 4 pairs of pants. I got like 6 shirts I like, and that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
And we rotate through that. Like high school was miserable. We were like, when was the last time I wore this shirt? Is somebody gonna notice it? Am I wearing this too much?
Oh, I went to the all boys uniform high school.
That sounds like heaven.
I mean, clothing wise, yes, but it was a good example of like what happens if chicks aren't around. Like at one point, a teacher just stopped the room and he's like, "You guys have to take showers and shit." Like this is the worst. This is like a high school science class, and it smells like a fucking locker room.
Wow. Was it Catholic school?
Catholic school, yeah.
Yeah.
At the height of this pre-scandal.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing creepy about a man in a Catholic school telling every boy they need to smell a little bit better for him.
Yeah. Well, I remember like a priest. I went to CM Catholic Memorial. A priest at BC High got caught. He was the wrestling coach. He'd make the kids wrestle in their jock straps and stuff.
Oh Jesus.
And then, even the brothers at our school were like high-fiving, like, those assholes, we got them. And then our guy got caught like a week later.
Yeah. Dodged a bullet. I got out when I was, after 4th grade, I got out of the Catholic school penitentiary.
Yeah, I mean, I still like listening to theology kind of things. Our whole last episode was about theology.
I find religion very interesting. I just don't want to be around like guys who are potentially going to assault me.
Guys,
there's a big difference between let's have a fun theology conversation and hey, go change in front of Father Bill.
Yeah, well, almost like anything old timey. Like it's cool to bring your kid to ride a horse on his 5th birthday, but you don't want to be the man that owns the horse in 2022.
Those are exactly the same thing.
Yeah, your coworker is a horse. Not great office banter.
No. But at the same time, you never have to hear a dumb story about the weekend.
Yeah, we also
you're not going to believe who I had to stud with this weekend.
What are you getting for lunch? Oats again? Damn it!
Never a sugar cube ever.
Yeah, you couldn't even go out to lunch with them. You can't even have oats, can you?
No, and you can't have the sugar cube.
Yeah.
That's why we're never going to own a horse.
Yeah.
That's why Bolger Dorval Stables is never going to get off the ground.
My cousin in Ireland is a horse breeder.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember seeing him one day, and he was like, He basically breaks the horse. So like when it's a baby, he trains it. And I just remember leaving him one day and he was just fighting a horse. And I'm like, this is what this fucking guy does every day. Is every day he gets up and he wrestles a horse. And then he gets lunch. He goes back and he fights the horse again. He doesn't talk to any humans. He just fights animals.
God, what a sad job.
I mean, you got to stay on your toes.
Is it weird that made me sadder than talking about the church sex abuse scandal? Like, I feel like I just lived with all that for so long, but the horse sadness, that was a surprising blow.
And yeah,
that came out of nowhere.
And think about it, that's gone back even further times.
What do you think's gone back farther, church abuse or horse abuse?
Find out on the next Boston Centric.